Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. This is opening day of the Franchise Stars Baseball League, a project I have developed for MLB The Show 22. Again, this is not a typical Franchise Stars roster project. No, other people have done all sorts of all-time projects and all-time teams and stuff like that. This is being done a little bit differently. I've spoken about it previously in several videos, so I'm not going to go too long on the setup here, but basically it is each franchise with a 100-player master pool of their top players in history, the top 8 at each of the infield positions, including catcher, the top 20 outfielders, the top 25 starting pitchers, and the top 15 relievers. No duplicates, no doppelgangers. Everybody's just on one team. They go to the team where they place highest in WAR on that position list. Usually that will be the team they had the highest WAR for and the team they would be most identified with, but there are occasional exceptions to that rule. A quick example is somebody like Jack Clark, who in the FSBL goes to the Padres because he ranks higher on the Padres list of first baseman for WAR because they just don't have as many good ones than he does on the Cardinals list or the Giants list because the Cardinals and Giants have much deeper lists. So basically he's more valuable to the Padres than he is to either of those teams. Then this first season, each team gets 40 players from that master list of 100 picked by random generator. That means franchises don't just start out with their best 40 players. There's a bit of a luck of the draw aspect to how it starts. Those other 60 players will come in time over drafts. I will create those guys from draftees after each season. Everybody is individually rated using my formulas. So there are faces here that I've taken from other guys, downloaded from other projects on the show, but everybody has been rated by me. I would guess about maybe a quarter to a third of the guys' faces were done by me as well. I posted the other day giving credit to other guys whose faces I've used for this project. Hugely helpful, greatly appreciated, saves me a ton of time, so I want to make sure they give their credit. You can check the Facebook page for that. This set of the starting 40 players will be posted in the vault in the next couple of days. Again, that master file that will have everybody in it is going to be a while. For me to get that up because I'm kind of creating guys as I need them. There are lots of people who've done all-time sets and stuff like that. So I mean, those things are out there. But for me, the detail I go into, how I establish ratings, all sorts of data collection, sabermetrics, things called Davenport translations done by Clay Davenport, who was with Baseball Prospectus for a long time. Huge resource. Basically gets guys from across all eras onto the same playing field. So, a guy in the old days who may have hit 9 home runs in a time when 9 led the league will hit 30 in this kind of setup because that's how he would relate to his peers. I have been doing roster creation for 20 plus years across all sorts of games. I developed the Total Minors roster set for High Heat and MVP and Out of the Park Baseball. I have my formulas. I have how I do things, and they work. So I think you're going to see a really fun set here. It's kind of going to lean a little bit towards 70s/80s style baseball. There will be complete games. There will be shutouts. There will be some stolen bases. Not just the modern 3 true outcomes, homer, walk, strikeout approach. But I think this is going to be something that I know I'm really going to enjoy. And I hope that I can create something that you guys are going to enjoy coming along for the ride with me. So, with that, if you have any other questions, please ask in a chat. If I'm in the live chat for one of the broadcasts like this one, this game is actually being recorded before I'm posting the video, but I'll be in the live chat while this game shows on the channel. But please, comments, shoot me a message on Facebook, whatever you'd like to do if you have questions. But right now, we want to get to the game, the opener. Shea Stadium, the New York Mets hosting the Montreal Expos. I posted about this the other day. For the purposes of the Franchise Stars Baseball League, we've got a couple of teams that are going back to their roots. The Nationals will be the Montreal Expos, playing out of Montreal, obviously. The Cleveland Guardians will be the Cleveland Indians. and the Los Angeles Angels will go back to being the California Angels. There's lots of old stadiums, some of them from in the game, some of them from guys who've created stuff in the vaults. Old Comiskey Park for the White Sox, for example. Generally speaking, we go by stadiums where the teams played the longest if they are available. And if they're a stadium that had to be created that's not in the game, if there's a good model, I'll use it. If there isn't a good model, then they'll play in their current stadium. For example, there's not a good model of the Kingdome, so the Mariners will play at Safeco, or whatever it's called now, T-Mobile or whatever it is. But anyway, we're going to get things started here. Tom Seaver opening things up. Jose Vidro steps in to start the Franchise Stars Baseball League. First pitch misses up high. 4-1. I regrettably cannot. Somebody asked me about this when I posted the preview shot the other day, if I can post the uniforms, and I can't. You can't. There's no uniform vault, which is kind of silly to me. But I'll do a separate video on how I created the Expos, old Indians, and old Angels uniforms, just in case anybody else wants to do them. I didn't create the logos. That was all stuff done by guys in the vault. So I don't want to go taking credit for any of that stuff. I try to be very good about making sure I get credit for the stuff I do, and I do a ton of work for this. So I make sure I'll take credit for what I do, but I never want to go taking credit for what other people do. As Seaver deals to Vidro and starts things off with a strikeout on the slider. You're going to see lots of these first major league strikeout, first major league hit, first major league home run, etc. things through these first couple of broadcasts. Everybody who's going to be in this set, nobody has any stats. So all the legends were recreated because I didn't want historical stats in them. Again, I'm planning on this going for 20, 25 seasons. So I don't want fake history pervading the league. So that's the reason for having that set up. As Spike Owen steps in here, forgive the little video glitch. Mistake out in the truck. So Seaver gets ahead of Spike Owen. 0-2. See some of the out-of-town scores and games that'll be going on later. Cardinals already up on the Pirates in the first. Bob Gibson and Babe Adams, the pitching matchup there in St. Louis. Rogers Hornsby has gone deep for the Cardinals. Here, Seaver facing Owen, ahead 1-2. One out here in the first, just underway. Pitch in the dirt, Owen swings and misses. Hundley scoops it, throws it down to Duda at first to complete the strikeout. So 2 men up, 2 men down, both by strikeout. Seaver dealing early. Seaver and Max Scherzer should be a fantastic pitching matchup here. Here's Bryce Harper. And Harper, first pitch swinging, deep to right. Strawberry going back, just shy of the track. He's got it. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So Harper gives it a ride, but Seaver has a 1-2-3 inning to start off the Franchise Stars Baseball League. We head to the bottom of the first. Expos nothing, Mets coming up. So there's Max Scherzer. He's 22. Everybody in the league is starting at 22 years old, which was honestly a huge reason why I didn't use any of the legends. Also, just because, you've got legends Cy Young, and they give him, he's like 33 years old. Why would I want to start a franchise and lose 10 plus years of having a guy available? So here's Jose Reyes, stepping in to face Scherzer to start things off. Reyes, the designated hitter. Ground ball, just fouled down the first base line. The Mets, and this one kind of surprised me, they actually did get Francisco Lindor, because the Mets have been so bad at shortstop in their history that Lindor actually rates higher on the Mets shortstop list historically in WAR, despite only having been here for a couple of years. I say here, I'm from Long Island. Then he ranks on the Indian shortstop list. So sometimes the luck of the draw goes in your way, in your favor. Sometimes it does not. That one flown the other way. Moises Alou puts that away for the first out. So the Mets do get Piazza and Hernandez. They do not get, obviously they don't get Pedro. They don't get Ricky Henderson. They don't get Gary Carter. Carter isn't starting with the Expos, as you see the Mets lineup. there is how things set up. Lucas Duda, the first baseman. Again, Hernandez not on the opening 40. They did not get the luck of the draw to start with him, but they will get him and Piazza eventually. Here's Jeff McNeil. McNeil, see the number 32 there. Ed Charles is assigned the number 6. That will happen frequently in this set, just multiple guys with the same number assigned to them, and only one guy can claim the number. So when it gives one of the guys a different number, which I don't love, but it's better than having two guys wearing the same number to me. So it's not one of those things. That's something that'll probably bother other people, which is fine, but it's not something that I'm overly concerned about. So 2-1 count here as Scherzer works to McNeil. McNeil ground ball down to first. Nick Johnson picks it, takes it to the bag for the second out. Got to lighten Jeff McNeil's hair a little bit. He's a little bit lighter than that. I'll still, as these broadcasts go on, I'll keep on finding little things to adjust. Here's Carlos Beltran. 2 men down. First pitch just misses inside. 1-0 the count. Breaking ball. Scherzer unable to snap that one off. Misses outside. 2-0 the count. There's a pitch. Fastball. Called strike. Makes the count 2-1. I like the way this broadcast works because it's like working with the pitch clock. Not a lot of wasted time between pitches, but I didn't want to do the quick counts thing. When the games really count, I like doing every pitch. As Beltran pops one up, Ryan Zimmerman underneath it, puts it away, and the side is retired. So Scherzer and Seaver match 1, 2, 3 innings. We head to the top of the second. Expos and Mets are scoreless.
Leading off for Montreal.
Here's Andre Dawson, the Hawk, leading things off. Hawk plays center for the Expos. He did play right field later in his career, but when he started out, Andre Dawson was a center fielder. See those scrolls at the bottom? I love the scroll kind of things. See there, Yankees with 21 of the top 100 prospects. Just to give you, the Yankees didn't even get a great draw for their starting 40 to start this franchise with, given their pool. I mean, they didn't get DiMaggio, they didn't get Mantle, they didn't get Ruth, they didn't get Berra, they didn't get Nettles or A-Rod. Like there's a ton of guys who they didn't get, and their pool is still just really, really good. Again, all those guys will come into the league eventually. It's not like the league is going to go on with them never existing. It's kind of going to be, if you've ever used like out of the park baseball or anything like that, like a random debut generator, it's kind of that kind of concept. So Seaver behind Dawson, 3-1 here. Fastball there. Gets it to 3-2. Blue Jays playing the Orioles later on. That's a 3:05 start. Manoah and Mussina. Dawson gets around on that one. Pulls it foul, though. Just a long strike. Rays and Red Sox, McClanahan and Pedro Martinez. Dawson up the middle. Picked nicely. Nice play there. Jeff McNeil shading Dawson over behind the bag. Dawson hit that one on the screws, but McNeil retires him for the first out. Here's Moises Alou. This Expos team could be interesting to watch. The Mets, too. I mean, the Mets got a good pitching draw. The Expos got a good pitching draw. It's just a matter of if their offenses can hold up. The Phillies and the Braves both have better rosters, as Alou puts that one out into center for a base hit, first base runner. Now we'll get the first hit graphic. Like I said, we will see that plenty of the time during these first couple of broadcasts. I'm going to do a few opening day broadcasts here on the channel, and then we will move to a game of the week setup, as I do with the other leagues in the Legend Sports universe. So 1 out base runner with a Lou on. Here's Rusty Staub. Legrand Orange steps in for the Expos. Throw over to first, keeping a Lou close. Offering from Seaver. Miss his way outside. Staub will probably be mostly a designated hitter for the Expos. Bryce Harper will get the timeout in right field. Pitch there. Staub fouls it off. 1-1 the count. I miss Shea Stadium. Citi Field is a great park. It really is. It's really well done. But I do miss Shea just because it's where I grew up watching games. 2-1 count here as Seaver works to Staub. 1 out in the top of the second. Fly ball. Beltran is under it. Puts it away for the second out. Gets that one in quickly as Staub is retired.
The third baseman, Ryan.
Lou stretching himself out over there at first. So in steps Ryan Zimmerman. To face Seaver. Here with 2 outs in the top of the second. Fastball just inside. Misses the mark. 1-0 the count. Delivery there. Fastball. That one's a strike. Evens things up at 1-1. Coming up later or tomorrow, there'll be the Twins and White Sox opening day matchup. Chris Sale and Johan Santana from Comiskey Park. Zimmerman pulls that one foul. Seaver ahead of him 1-2. Lou on first. Seaver deals. Zimmerman fouls another one off. Still ahead, Zimmerman trying to hang tough. See what Seaver gives him here. Fastball up and away out of the zone. Zimmerman trying to protect. Fouls it off into the stands to the right. So Zimmerman not going down quietly here. Offering from Seaver. Another one fouled off. Good battle. Ryan Zimmerman. Nothing else. Working up that pitch count for Seaver. There's the pitch, and another one. Great at bat, Ryan Zimmerman. Seaver's giving him some tough pitches, and Zimmerman continues to hang tough. Down and in, grounds that ball. Sorry, I thought that was chopped. It wasn't. It was just weakly popped into the air. I thought he had bounced it off the plate. Just a pop-up. McNeil puts it away, and the side retired. We head to the bottom of the second. Strawberry, Duda, and Lindor coming up for the Mets. We are scoreless here from Shea. Mets and Expos. Here's Darryl Strawberry.
Leading up for the Mets, the right fielder,
To face Scherzer, who retired the side in order in the first. Pitch there. Misses down low. To Scherzer's dismay. 1-0 the count. High fastball. Strawberry tries to hold his swing. Ump says no such luck. 1-1. Scherzer delivers. Fouled off. 1-2. See what Scherzer deals here. Slider inside. Strawberry lays off. 2-2 the count. Wouldn't be surprised to see Scherzer work away here. That's where Ramos sets up, and he freezes him. Terrific change up there from Max Scherzer. Strawberry goes down looking. For the first out of the second, here's Lucas Duda. Duda first pitch swing, turns around and yanks a fastball foul. 0-1 the count. Big country strong fellow, Lucas Duda. Check out the later games down there in the score sheet. Diamondbacks at Brewers, Randy Johnson and Corbin Burns, the pitching matchup there. Cardinals up 3-0 on the Pirates in the second. Again, Bob Gibson, Babe Adams, the pitching matchup. Rogers Hornsby has a home run for the Cardinals in that one. Duda fouls it off, count 1-2. Delivery from Scherzer. Breaking ball, and Duda looks terrible there. Great curve ball from Scherzer. Back-to-back strikeouts, his first 2 of the game. Froze Strawberry and then just makes Duda look absolutely silly there. Duda looked like he was looking fastball away, gets an off-speed pitch inside, and almost twists himself into the ground. Here's Francisco Lindor. Scherzer has that changeup moving. Lindor way out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. 2 men down here in the bottom of the second. Fastball misses outside. That one misses down low. So Scherzer behind 2-1. Here's the pitch. Slider misses outside. Scherzer has thrown good curveballs and changeups. He's not had great command of the slider to this point. Behind Lindor, 3-1. That one hit the other way. Zimmerman diving, stop, great play. Ryan Zimmerman throws Johnson, gets him in the side, retired. Ryan Zimmerman robs Lindor of a shot down the line. Terrific play by Zimmerman. Lindor runs well. Zimmerman, a good quick release, and the side is retired. Top of the third, Nick Johnson will lead things off here for the Expos. First pitch, strike on the inside corner. Seaver gets out ahead 0-1. All that draft pick stuff and whatever is all kind of inappropriate for the game based on, fake models that guys started to be built off of when all these guys had to be created. I wish you could edit that stuff, but again, minor thing that I don't sweat too much. So Seaver ahead of Johnson 0-2. Here's a delivery. Fastball, foul back. Johnson protecting against the high strike there. Seaver has been working up in the zone a lot in this one. Gets him going for that sinker. Down low. Johnson swings over the top of it. Third strikeout for Seaver. See the projections there. A's, Yankees, White Sox, Red Sox, and Indians that predicted American League playing matchups. In the National League, prognosticators say the Phillies, Cardinals, and Giants will be your division winners. Pirates and Dodgers will be your wild card. Few teams, though, could surprise. The Mets and Expos among them. Again, both of these teams have pitching. Just a matter of how good their lineups can possibly be. Surprise teams to possibly look out for in the American League. The Twins, in a division that a lot of people think the Guardians and the White Sox are the class of. The Twins have some decent pitching. They got Blyleven, they got Johan Santana, they got Jim Cott, Camilo Pascual. I mean, they've got a good rotation there. So if the Twins, play their cards right, they could find themselves in the hunt. The Astros also could find a way. The Astros offense isn't great. But I mean, they do have a bit. They have Altuve, they have Alex Bregman. So, I mean, they've got some guys on offense, the incredibly underrated Cesar Cedeno. And pitching-wise, they've got Oswalt, Mike Scott, J.R. Richards. This is a very fine top three. So, again, if the right things break, those are teams that could be surprises. But the predictions that you just saw scrolling across the bottom are the likely scenarios. Ball misses way outside. 2 men down here in the third as Vidro faces Seaver for the second time. He's 0 for 1. That one. Yanked foul. Seaver worrying that it's calling it a sinker. More of a two-seamer than a sinker, I think. But fastball outside, and Vidro looks terrible there, chasing that one. So Vidro goes down swinging. We head to the bottom of the third. Only one hit so far. Montreal has it. Mets will try to get themselves in the hit column here as Todd Hundley lead things off to open up the bottom of the third. Seaver and Scherzer so far going about as you would expect from a pitcher's duel perspective. Hundley has pop. Won't give you much average. Breaking ball misses down low. 1-0 the count. That one fouled back. Fastball away. Probably where Scherzer wants to work against Hundley. Work him outside. Ramos sets up inside here. Down and in. Ties him up. So now Scherzer can kind of go wherever he wants here. 1-2. That slider misses inside. Again, Scherzer has not had command of that slider so far. All of his other pitches seem on point. He's still trying to find his way there. That one fouled off by Hundley the other way. 2-2 the count. We'll see what Scherzer comes with here to try to put him away. And Hundley gets a hold of this one. Change up, he waited on it, deep to right, going way back, and that ball's out of here. Home run, Todd Hundley. The first run of the first broadcast of the Franchise Stars Baseball League, and the first hit allowed by Max Scherzer is a solo shot. Todd Hundley gives the Mets a 1-0 lead. So Scherzer went to the changeup. Hundley stayed back on it and hooked this one into the seats out and right for the first run of the game. You may have seen the manager not look like anybody. I replaced all of the managers on all the teams with fictional guys, just because you can't edit the managers. So if I couldn't make the real historic managers, I didn't want to just leave the current guys in there, especially since many of them will show up as players in this league eventually at some point. So I just went with fake managers, for now, just to avoid, that kind of a situation. Craig Counsell, shows up at some point while he also ends up playing in the league for, whoever got him, the Marlins or the Brewers. I don't remember off the top of my head. But situations like that. So 1-0 here in the bottom of the third on the Hundley home run. Here's Bernard Gilkey. Slider misses inside. Scherzer has been diligent about trying to stay with that slider. He has not commanded it well so far. He is trying to find his way with it. He's not just putting it in his pocket. Stubbornly trying to find his way with that pitch. 2-2 count here as he works to Gilkey. Fastball just off the plate. Count is full. Ed Charles waits on deck for the Mets. Gilkey swings and misses. Another good changeup from Scherzer. His third strikeout. Gilkey is retired. Bottom just drops right out of that one. Gilkey goes right over the top. So one down. Here's Ed Charles. Charles getting the start at third. A little bit surprising. He's a far superior defender to Howard Johnson. Johnson on the bench, at least for the opener. But Johnson is a switch hitter. He does have pop. He does have speed. Mets opting to go with defense at third base instead of offense. 1-1 count here as Scherzer works to Charles. Fastball gasses him. Charles swings right underneath that. And now Scherzer's ahead 1-2. Here's the delivery, misses inside. So again, you'll see guys who, real modern players, guys who are playing now and legends, that I don't have their models in the game. That's more of a realistic stats issue. You can't use those guys without, if you could wipe out historic stats as Charles goes down swinging there, and probably the best slider that Scherzer's thrown to this point. If you could use those guys and they gave you an option to wipe out their career stats to start a new franchise, I would obviously use all the real models. They're better than what I or anybody else are creating for them in most cases. But just to have, the historic Willie Mays, and what's even dumber about it is, and this is just one of those silly things that Sony, SDS, whatever do, if you get the 22-year-old, 23-year-old, whatever it is, Legends Willie Mays, it will still show his historic stats from his entire career. So it's not even just showing you the stats from, his age 20, 21 seasons. It's showing you, so Willie Mays would start off as a 23-year-old with 660 home runs in his career, which is just silly. There's the uniform glitch. Again, we've talked about that in previous broadcasts. That's another one of those, as great as this game is, man, some of the stuff that Sony just missed. I mean, I don't know how during play testing nobody notices that if a guy hits a home run and they show him at the end of the inning as the highlight, it puts him in the other team's uniform, which is a silly glitch. That's just, it's funny, but it's annoying. So we start out the fourth. Ground ball there. Lindor has it. Throw over to first. Sets Owen aside. So here's Bryce Harper. Harper flew out back in the first, his first time up. Seaver at 45 pitches. See this point. The offering, Harper turns it around, hits it fairly well, but Strawberry right there. It's opening day, so the strawberry patch hasn't been worn out in that grass out in the right field at Shea yet. If you grew up a Mets fan, you know what I'm referring to. The patch of dead grass is basically where Darryl Strawberry played everybody. Didn't play anybody to pull, didn't play anybody to go the other way. He pretty much started out everybody from that same spot in the outfield. So here's Andre Dawson. Dawson 0 for 1. There's another fly ball out to right. Strawberry once again. Doesn't really have to move for this one. Puts it away, and the side is retired. So Seaver on cruise control. At this point, we head to the bottom of the fourth. McNeil, Beltran, and Strawberry coming up for the Mets, who lead the Expos 1-0. Here's McNeil, 0 for 1, grounded out his first time up.
The second baseman, number 32.
See the out-of-town scoreboard. Rays and Red Sox scoreless in the first. McClanahan and Shane McClanahan and Pedro Martinez, the pitching matchup there. Scoreless, Arizona and Milwaukee, Randy Johnson and Corbin Burns. Cardinals now have opened up the lead to 3-0 over the Pirates in the fourth. And Hornsby has a home run in that game. Pitch from Scherzer misses way up high. Waste pitch there. McNeil doesn't go for it. Count still 1-2. McNeil out to center. Dawson's over. Sets himself underneath it. Puts it away for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, center fielder, Carlos Beltran.
So here's Carlos Beltran. Beltran popped out his first time up. One man down here in the bottom of the fourth. Mets with the 1-0 lead. Slider slashed foul. 0-1 the count. Scherzer deals again. Beltran fouls it off. Delivery there from Scherzer. Beltran loops it out in the left, falls in front of Alou for a base hit. As I'm looking at this, I gotta double check it. I mean, I'm pretty sure this has Max Scherzer's delivery, but this has him going from the stretch all the time, and that's not accurate. So I gotta look and see maybe if there's a better Scherzer and delivery animation than the one that they have stuck with him, or if just somehow I got his animation wrong and it's not actually Scherzer's delivery. So we'll give that a double check after the game. Doesn't impact the pitching performance, so I don't worry too much about it for now, but I will fix it after this broadcast. So here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry struck out his first time up back in the second. Takes a called strike there on the first pitch from Scherzer. Scherzer now at 53 pitches. Slider low and out in the outside corner. So Strawberry in an 0-2 hole here. Not where you want to be against a pitcher of Scherzer's caliber. Delivery there, missed inside, runner going, stolen base. So Beltran picks up his first steal of the season. Ramos unable to throw him out there, 1-2 to count. Strawberry swings over the changeup, struck him out again. So Scherzer has had Strawberry's number to this point. 2 men down. Beltran on second here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Lucas Duda. Duda 0 for 1. Curveball in there for a called strike to start things off. The rest of this Expos rotation, as we mentioned before, a pretty solid crew. Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Javier Vasquez, Steve Rogers, and I don't know whether it ends up being Jordan Zimmerman or Gio Gonzalez, who's the number 5, who's in long relief. But regardless, that's a very, very solid rotation. Hit the other way, tracked down by Alou, who got a good read on it to set down the side. We are done with 4. Expos 1 hit, Mets have 2, and the only run. We head to the top of the 5th. Mets lead the Expos 1-0. So here's Moises Alou, who has the Expos hit. A single back in the second.
Number 18.
Seaver delivers. Miss is down low. Ball 1. Another one misses down low in the dirt. Seaver behind Alou, 2-0 here. And now 3-0. So Seaver has been on point, but he's fallen behind the leadoff man here in the top of the 5th. Alou taking all the way there. Fastball in for a strike, 3-1 the count. And that one misses down low, ball 4. So Alou, who had the only hit to this point for the Expos, reaches for a second time as he draws a walk. Here's Rusty Staub. The Expos will try to scratch something across here. And Staub, I think, should be number 10, but I guess somebody else has 10. You know, again, the number thing that I mentioned earlier on, it won't let you duplicate numbers. Orioles have a 1-0 lead in the second against the Blue Jays. Red Sox up 1-0 against the Rays. I elected not to change the Rays back to the Devil Rays or the Miami Marlins to the Florida Marlins at this point. Those didn't like bother me or anything like that as much as, you know, the Expos and the Indians and putting the Angels back to the California Angels did. So those were the only 3 that I changed at this point. I can change it after the season if I so desire, before year 2. But those expansion teams, it doesn't really bother me affect me the same way. So here's Ryan Zimmerman, ahead 1-0. Man on first, 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Outstanding pitchers duel. Tom Seaver for the Mets, Max Scherzer for the Expos. 1-1 the count here as Seaver works to Zimmerman. That one, up the middle, that's a base hit. Runner will hold at second, but Zimmerman shoots one back up the middle. So now the Expos have 2 men on. Here in the top of the 5th, only 1 out. Another first major league hit. Man, I'm glad this isn't an offensive game, because I would have gotten old really quick having that for every hit that everybody gets. But well worth it to have everybody starting out with no history. So we're cool with that. So here's Nick Johnson. Johnson is certainly double play candidate. If Seaver can get him to put one on the ground here. One of the slower guys in the league. There's a ball from Seaver, though. Johnson struck out his first time up. Delivery here misses outside. So Seaver, for the first time in this game, scuffling a little bit. Behind 2-0 with 2 men on. That one out into right. Base hit. Strawberry comes up throwing. Runner will hold. Bases are jammed. Hit there for Nick Johnson. So now we'll see if Seaver can get himself out of trouble. No talk of any bullpen work at this point, I'm sure. Andre Dawson going to fetch Nick Johnson's first hit ball. So the bases are juiced for the Expos. Fans a little tense here. At Shea, here's Wilson Ramos. 1 out. Sinker misses down low. Almost flew out his first time up. Delivery from Seaver. Fastball at the knee is called strike, 1-1. Ramos, possibly the only guy in the league slower than Nick Johnson. So again, if you can get a ground ball out of Ramos here, Seaver can get out of this. But Ramos also dangerous, has a little bit of pop. Here's the offering. Miss is high and tight. That one almost clipped Ramos, actually. 2-1 the count. Fastball. Two-seamer. Sinker, whatever you want to call that one. Regardless, it's a called strike, making it 2-2. Huge pitch here from Seaver. Struck him out. Fastball up high. Ramos chases and misses. 5th strikeout for Seaver, and that's a big one. Check out the pitch sequence here from Seaver. Sinker and then a 4-seamer. Another 4-seamer. Another sinker. He just stayed with the hard stuff. All at bat. So now it's up to Jose Vidro to keep the Expos from coming out of this empty-handed. Bases loaded, 2 men down. Fastball misses outside, 1-0 the count. Seaver has fanned Vidro twice. In the set position, here's the delivery. Another fastball on the outside corner. That one hits the mark, 1-1. Vidro, a good, solid, professional hitter. That one pulled foul. 1-2. Seaver's been on point. He could use big strikeout here. Getting Ramos gives him a little bit of wiggle room. It doesn't have to be a K. Goes down low. Hundley stops it. 2-2. Here's the pitch. And he throws him. Strike 3. Vidro thought it was high. No such luck. So Seaver, loading the bases with 1 out, gets out of the jam, striking out Ramos and Vidro to end the inning. We are through 5 at Shea. Seaver and Scherzer, terrific pitching matchup. Mets lead it 1-0. I think I said the end of the 5th there by mistake. Middle of the 5th, obviously. The Mets being the home team. Here's Francisco Lindor. Lindor 0 for 1. Turns this one around, but way out in front. 0-1 the count. Fastball misses high and tight. Fly ball out to left. Alou. Ranges over. Sets up camp. Puts it away. 1 man down. See those farm system rankings. The Red Sox, Indians, and the White Sox. All with good, deep squads. I think the A's are the best team in the league. That is my assessment of things. Them and the Giants, I think, are probably the 2 best teams. Fly ball left, over near the stands. Nice job, Moises Alou. No Steve Bartman to worry about there. Good job by Alou navigating the foul territory. Apparently doesn't like something that a fan said to him, but puts it away regardless. 2 men down. Here's Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey struck out his first time up. First pitch from Scherzer. Fastball misses down low. Here's a delivery. Fastball misses inside. So Scherzer behind Gilkey 2-0 here. 2 men down in the bottom of the 5th. Change up. Misses outside. Scherzer wanted that one. Not happy with that call. So now he's behind Gilkey 3-0. With 2 outs, you might see Gilkey get a green light here. Wouldn't think so, but you could. No, he checked his swing. No, he was able to swing if he wanted to, but elected not to. Called strike 3-1. Gilkey, fly ball, out to left. Carrying. Alou going back, and that ball's out of here. Home run, Bernard Gilkey. First of the season. Scherzer's going to go back to saying that 2-0 pitch should have been a strike. 2-2, much different than facing a batter 3-1. But Bernard Gilkey puts one out to left field, just over the retired numbers. Here at Shea. First home run of the year, and Scherzer, as good as he's been, has been touched for 2 solo homers. The Mets take a 2-0 lead here over the Expos on opening day. Gilkey being given the treatment in the dugout. Lenny Dykstra on the bench today. So here's Ed Charles. Charles 0 for 1. Fastball misses high and away. 1-0 the count. Delivery here from Scherzer. Fastball misses away. 2-0. Another fastball misses away again. Scherzer behind 3-0. Reyes waits on deck. 2-0 Mets, bottom of the 6th. Scherzer's been very good. Seaver has been great. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. 3-1 the count. To the glider, Ed Charles. Ground ball down to first. Johnson will take it himself to the bag. And the side is retired, ending the 5th. But like Todd Hundley did earlier on, Bernard Gilkey goes deep for a solo home run here. Both teams only 3 hits so far, but the Mets have 2 solo homers to show for it. Entering the 6th, the Mets lead it 2-0.
Leading off for the Expos, the shortstop, number 7.
So top of the 6th, in steps Spike Owen. First pitch here from Seaver. Misses up high. So Seaver, surely appreciative of that insurance run, is now going to try to lock things down here for the Mets, hopefully with a quick inning for them. So Seaver misses up high for ball 1 here to start off the 6th. Spike Owen 0 for 2. Slider catches that outside corner, 1-1. Delivery here again, high in the zone, but a strike. Seaver still dialing it up there. Hasn't given Owen anything good to go with here. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball slapped down to third. Charles charges it. Throw over to first to Duda for the first out here in the top of the 6th. Both pitchers have been solid, to say the least. Seaver, though, getting the better of Scherzer at this point. Scherzer has been touched for 2 solo home runs from Todd Hundley back in the 3rd, and then Bernard Gilkey in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Bryce Harper. Harper 0 for 2. And Harper gets a good hold of this one, deep to right. Strawberry going back at the track. Looks like he'll have a play, and he does. So Harper gives that one a ride. The thick air here at Shea on this very overcast day. Perhaps knocking that ball out of the sky a bit. So here's Andre Dawson. Dawson 0 for 2, like most of the Expos lineup. On the outside corner for a called strike, and Seaver again is ahead, 0-1. Dawson gets a good hold of this one. That one caught a little bit too much plate. Deep to center, but again, to the warning track. For the 3rd out, side is retired. So like Harper, Dawson gives it a deep ride, but just shy of the wall. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Mets lead it 2-0. Here's Jose Reyes, the designated hitter.
The designated hitter, Jose Reyes.
Scherzer's first offering. Catches the outside corner. Scherzer has pitched well enough to hope that his offense can do something against Seaver. 2 home runs. Scherzer will give up the long ball. He just won't give up much else. You see the playoff predictions scrolling along the bottom there. Red Sox, Indians, A's, Yankees, and White Sox. That's a pretty safe call there in the American League. Great change up from Scherzer. Reyes misses that one by a mile. 1-2 the count. High and tight. Close enough though. Reyes had a swing. He fouls it off, stays alive. You see the National League predictions as well. And another terrific changeup low and away, and Reyes looks terrible fishing for that. 7th strikeout for Scherzer.
Now batting, number 32.
That is just a dynamite pitch. In the out-of-town scoreboard, you can see the Red Sox have blown it up. 3-run shot from Reggie Smith as they've got a 5-0 lead over the Rays. Randy Johnson, Corbin Burns locked up in a scoreless battle at the moment. Cardinals hold a 4-0 lead over the Pirates. Jim Edmonds went deep in that one. Bob Gibson and Babe Adams, the pitching matchup there in St. Louis. Here's Jeff McNeil. McNeil 0 for 2. Scherzer misses away with that changeup. Now check out the numbers on the Mets. The Jeff McNeil, who's entered as number 6, ended up all the way down at 32. A lot of the roster guys, a lot of the numbers will be off just because as you're taking guys from throughout history, there will be duplicates and somebody's got to give up their number. But usually it just goes to the next one in this succession, so that McNeil is at 32 is interesting. I don't really sweat such things, but I will give it a check and see if who he's losing out on the number 6 to. It might actually be Ed Charles, now that I'm thinking of it. McNeil, ground ball through the hole in the right. That ball had eyes. That's a base hit for McNeil. 1 out base runner here for the Mets in the bottom of the 6th. And once again, we will see the first major league hit thing that we will see throughout all these first games. That'll happen frequently early in this. As I mentioned earlier, in this roster, nobody has historic stats. That's why it's all created players, including all the legends. So nobody has any stat history. As we're looking to play this out as a franchise again for years, didn't want to have anybody with a stat background. So here's Beltran. Beltran 1 for 2. McNeil on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Single back in the 4th for Carlos. Scherzer looks into Ramos for the side. Delivery there, slash the other way, and Beltran goes the other way with a seeing eye single. McNeil will hold at second. Alou gets it back in quickly, but the Mets have 2 base runners against Scherzer here in the bottom of the 6th. Good piece of hitting there from Beltran. No shot for Spike Owen to do anything about that. So now here comes Strawberry. Strawberry 0 for 2. See if there's bullpen action going for the Expos. Strawberry gets it off the end of the bat the other way. Carries a bit. But Alou gets under it. Gets it back into the infield. Nobody will try to tag. Beltran retreats back to first. McNeil stayed pretty anchored to second base there. Here's Lucas Duda. Duda 0 for 2. Scherzer fastball at the knee is on the outside corner. Nothing Duda can do with that one. Duda will draw walks and hit homers. Not a good average hitter. Not a particularly good first baseman either. But the best option that the Mets have at the moment. Great breaking ball there from Scherzer. That one locked Duda up. He's ahead of him 1-2 here. Big pitch here. Duda does not run well. You get it on the ground, get the double play, get out of this inning. Scherzer does not want to let this get worse than 2-0. Fastball misses up high. You see Francisco Lindor waiting on deck. Delivery from Scherzer. Swung on and missed. Slider gets him to end the inning. I apologize. I talked about a double play there, but there were 2 outs, not 1. We're through 6. Good pitcher's duel here. Seaver getting the better of Scherzer so far. We head to the top of the 7th. Mets hold a 2-0 lead. Here's Moises Alou. Single back in the 2nd. Seaver starts the 7th here at 78 pitches. Very comfortable ground for him. First pitch fastball. In for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch, and Alou checks his swing there. I think they said he went around. That pitch did look to be a little bit outside, but they said that he broke the wrists. And you see the Yankees, 21 prospects in the top 100. The Yankees didn't even get a terrific draw for their starting 40 of the from their 100-man roster, and they still have easily the deepest farm system in the game. One-two offering here from Seaver. Fans a loose, blows the fastball past him. That is strikeout number 7 for Seaver, who continues to deal.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Rusty Staub.
Ties Alou up. Seaver would probably tell you he actually got a little bit more of the plate there than he was looking for. but Alou can't do anything with it. One man down. Here's Rusty Staub. Le Grand Orange, 0 for 2. Flew out and popped out in his prior 2 at-bats. Red Sox still holding that 5-0 lead over the Rays. Again, a Reggie Smith home run. The Diamondbacks have struck first in their matchup against the Brewers, taking a 3-0 lead. Aribio Durazo goes deep for the D-backs. Cardinals have opened up their lead against the Pirates to 6-0 in the 7th. Brian Jordan, 3 hits in that one and a pair of RBIs. Jim Edmonds also homered. Ground ball there to Lindor. Throw over to first for the second out. 2 men down. So the Expos just not able to get anything going against Seaver. And will hardly be alone in that regard in the league during the course of this season, I'm sure. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman does have a hit in this one, 1 for 2. Slider in there for a strike. Jesse Orosco, Skip Lockwood start throwing in the Mets bullpen. Orosco figures to be the closer for this Mets squad, at least to start the season. Fastball misses high. Zimmerman goes the other way. Duda dives, knocks it down. Has time, though. Seaver gets over and covers. Good job there by Duda. As we mentioned earlier, not a particularly good first baseman, but he makes the play, gets that big body in front of that one to knock it down and make the play. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's the 7th inning stretch here at Shea Stadium. Mets holding a 2-0 lead. Scherzer's day is done. Here comes Tanner Roark. Big fella, 6'3", 239. He will face Francisco Lindor to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th.
The shortstop, number 12.
First pitch from Roark. Fly ball to right. Harper ranging towards the gap, carrying a bit. Think it's going to stay in the yard, though. But that one went a lot further than it looked like off the bat. Good job by Harper to stay with it to the wall. That did not look like that ball was going to come close to getting out of here. Nice job by Harper. You see the StatCast agreeing with us there. In case your eyes couldn't tell you that was a good play. I rag on it, but I do like StatCast at times. It's just people get a little too crazy about it. But that's just me being an old man yelling at the clouds. Here's Todd Hundley. Hundley, a solo shot back in the 3rd, gave the Mets a 1-0 lead. And he gives this one a ride deep to center. Dawson going back. Looks like he's got it tracked, though. And he does. Nice job, Andre Dawson. Making that look easy for the second out of the inning. So Roark has given up 2 long fly balls, but they've both been tracked down. Here's Bernard Gilkey. Gilkey homered in the 5th to make it a 2-0 game, which is where we stand now. Orioles on the board in the 4th against the Blue Jays. Ken Williams with a single there, driving in a run. Fastball, that one just misses off the corner. Roark wanted that pitch. Fly ball, center field, Dawson coming on. And it's Spike Owen who comes over from short to make the play out there in shallow center. Nice job by Spike Owen. Dawson was not going to get there. So we are through 7, heading to the top of the 8th. Mets lead the Expos 2-0 here, opening day of the Franchise Stars Baseball League. Appreciate you guys joining me here. Very much looking forward to what's going to transpire here. This project has been a lot of work, but certainly very much worth it. I am a baseball history buff, and the kind of unique way I am doing this project is, I think, going to be a lot of fun for a lot of years going forward in this. Nick Johnson takes first pitch ball here in the top of the 8th. Ground ball to short. Lindor throws over to first to Duda for the first out. Tom Seaver continues to cruise.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Ramos.
Here's Wilson Ramos. Ramos 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out in this one. Seaver currently at 91 pitches. Very good shot at going the distance as long as he doesn't get into trouble. Misses with the fastball up high there to Ramos, though 1-0. Delivery there, fastball, low and inside. Ramos swings right over the top of it. Seaver has worked in and out. He's also worked high in the zone effectively so far in this one. Prognosticators have the Phillies as the favorites in the NL East. It figures to be a fairly tight division. Don't count out these Expos either. The Expos have terrific pitching. It's just a matter of whether their offense can generate enough. But they have talent in this lineup. Again, Tom Seaver has made, Tom Seaver will make plenty of great lineups as he picks up his 8th strikeout there. Seaver will make plenty of great lineups look bad, so there's no shame in the Expos getting dominated as they've been so far today. But there is certainly ability there. Bryce Harper, Andre Dawson, Moises Alou, good solid hitters like Ryan Zimmerman and Jose Vidro. If the Expos can generate a bit of offense, they can contend for a wild card spot. I think they could be one of the surprising teams in the FSBL. So here's Vidro. Vidro 0 for 3. 2 men down here in the 8th. Fastball misses up high. Got a fast gun. Here, Seaver has been upper 90s, has touched 100 a couple times. It's a little bit excessive. Seaver certainly threw hard, but not triple digits hard. Vidro fly ball, foul. Hanging in there. Count stays at 1-2. Delivery there, and Vidro strikes out. That is number 10 for Seaver, who has been absolutely dominant in this one to open things up. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. Mets still holding a 2-0 lead. Max Scherzer was excellent for the Expos, but was touched for 2 solo home runs from Todd Hundley and Bernard Gilkey. And there you see, so I mentioned this before, so Ed Charles is wearing number 6, which is why Jeff McNeil doesn't get his real number as Charles flies out to left.
The batter, number 7, designated hitter, Jose.
So at that point, we'll probably just leave McNeil's number rather than force Ed Charles out of his number. The numbers, again, don't really matter too much to me. I mean, I want them accurate whenever they can be, but I'm not going to stress over it if one guy gets forced out of his number. I don't want 2 number 6s. So here's Reyes. Reyes 0 for 3. Again, the Mets did have bullpen action going. Lockwood and Orozco were both throwing. Orozco figures to be the closer for the Mets to start the season here, but Tom Seaver certainly looks plenty strong enough to try to finish this one off. There will be complete games in this league. With a bunch of old-time pitchers. I really wanted it to kind of lean a little bit, not old-time, but lean a little bit more towards like 70s, 80s style baseball. It's kind of what I'm going for here, which is why there's been a lot of testing and retesting and more testing and re-rating and more rating. And that has gone on in this project. Popped up there. Spike Owen makes the play for the second out. So here's McNeil. McNeil 1 for 3, seeing eye single his last time up. Through the hole into right. Roark delivers. Fastball, top of the zone, called strike. 0-1. Delivery there. McNeil yanks one down the right field line, but foul. It's like they're working with the pitch clock here. I like this. Not much extra time between pitches, but still getting all the presentation stuff that we want. in a broadcast. So 1-2 count as Roark works to McNeil. Ground ball up the middle. Owen dives, knocks it down. Not sure he's going to have a play, and he's not going to. Good effort there out of Spike Owen. But McNeil is on with his second hit of the game, an infield single. 2-out base runner for the Mets. Here's Carlos Beltran. Beltran 2 for 3 on the day. First pitch sinker from Roark misses inside. Gets the sign. Here's the delivery. That one misses down low. 2-0 the count. Darryl Strawberry waits on deck. Roark delivers. That one again just misses. Roark feels like that pitch and the first one were both strikes. He has not gotten the benefit of any call. Now it's 3-0. We'll see if Beltran gets the green light here. I would guess not. That one is in there for a strike. 3-1. Delivery here. Line shot in the right. Harper getting over, cuts it off. Well done. McNeil will hold at second there, even with the 2 outs. No reason to try to make the last out of the inning at third with Strawberry coming up. So Beltran has his 3rd hit of the game. Good job by Harper to keep that one from splitting the gap and getting to the wall. Strawberry 0 for 3. A little bit surprised that Roark is going to stay in and face him. Here comes the first pitch. Strawberry was looking for the 3-run bomb there, but he swung and missed. 0-1. Here's a delivery from Roark. Misses down low. One pitch. Strawberry fouls it off. It's behind now 1-2. So Roark has the advantage, doesn't want to make a mistake here. It's still a 2-run game. Changeup misses way inside. 2-2 the count. Strawberry to left. Hits it well. Alou going back. Has it tracked. Puts it away. And the side is retired. So we head to the top of the 9th. Owen, Harper, and Dawson due up for the Expos. We will see if Seaver goes for the complete game. And he will. At 100 pitches, Seaver is going to start things off here in the 9th. He has been exceptional. And, of course, as we say that, he hits Owen. So suddenly, the tying run is going to come to the plate in the form of Bryce Harper. Seaver struck out 2, numbers 9 and 10 for him on the day in the 8th. So he's certainly strong. That first pitch just gets away from him. But now he's got to be careful. Fastball in for a strike. Orozco, the lefty, was ready. But they're going to let Seaver try to finish this one out. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. No, it eats McNeil up. Gets out into right field. Strawberry gets it in. Relay coming to the plate. And a horrible base running decision by Spike Owen. I don't know what Owen thought was happening there. Harper ends up going into second. But Spike Owen, very over-aggressive, to say the least, coming around third. I don't know where he thought that ball went. But Spike Owen is thrown out. Coming home there, a gift for the Mets. Check this one out. Harper scalds this one on the ground. It eats McNeil up. A terrible job by our replay booth. They're not going to show the whole play there. So now there's one out. Bryce Harper is at second. Here's Andre Dawson. That was actually over-aggressive base running on both points there, because Harper shouldn't have really gone for second there either. Overall, I actually feel like the base running in this game, if anything, tends to be a little bit on the conservative side. But the Mets get a fortuitous break there from Spike Owen, who either ran through a sign or was given horrible advice by the third base coach. But still, Andre Dawson is the tying run here. Harper at second, one out, 2-2 the count. Seaver deals and gets him with the breaking ball. Dawson goes fishing, swings and misses. I apologize. I had said that Seaver got his 10th strikeout last inning. That was number 10 for him. It was 8 and 9 last inning, not 9 and 10. Terrific breaking ball there from Seaver. Dawson goes fishing. Swings a little bit under that one. So now it's up to Moises Alou to keep the Expos' hopes alive. Fastball misses up high. Alou 1 for 2 with a single. Gotta think this is probably Seaver's last man, one way or the other. Alou fouls it off, 1-1 the count. Much of the crowd on its feet here at Shea. And Alou, ground ball through the hole in the left. That's a base hit. Gilkey comes on. They're going to wave Harper around. Play at the plate, and he is gunned down at the plate, and that ends it. So Harper, whose run means nothing, gets waved around to end things there. I actually got to check the sliders now, because that was two base running errors there that happened late. So I want to go and check the sliders just to make sure that the base running slider isn't overly aggressive. Well, that's a great pick there by Ryan Zimmerman. Big shot there from Hundley. And there's Gilkey's. So an odd ending to a terrific game. Horrendous base running by the Expos here in the ninth. There was no way that Harper, again, even if Harper could have scored there, his run doesn't mean anything. And he's not like he's keeping anybody out of a double play or anything like that. So just poor base running all around by the Expos. Can't help but wonder if that decision was born of not sending the runners earlier when they had the bases loaded situation. And that's just a third base coach overcompensating. You make the mistake, don't compound it with a bad decision, especially there in the ninth when you're threatening. So an odd ending that shouldn't distract from the fact that Tom Seaver was exceptional in this one. Player of the game for the Mets. Complete game, 5-hit shutout. Strikes out 10, walks only 1. Max Scherzer, solid in the loss for the Expos. 6 innings, 5 hits, struck out 8, walked nobody. 2 runs, both solo home runs. Todd Hundley and Bernard Gilkey providing the offense for the Mets. Take a look at the full box score here for the Expos. 2 hits for Alou. Other hits coming with the double. Spike Owen hit by a pitch. Tanner Roark, 2. Was a chance here. For the Mets, 2 hits for Jeff McNeil, 3 for Beltran, as we mentioned. Mets only had 7 hits in this game. Again, great pitcher's duel, as expected, between Scherzer and Seaver. Hundley and Gilkey both go yard with the solo homers. Beltran also picked up a stolen base. There you see the line on Seaver. Complete game, 5-hit shutout. Strikes out 10, walks 1. And that brings to a close the opening game here of the Franchise Stars Baseball League. We will have another one or two broadcasts from the opening day of the league. I'm not sure if I'll do that either later on today or tomorrow. This was kind of like the 1 o'clock game. So then we'll do, like the 4 o'clock game and a 7 o'clock game or something like that to kind of represent the opening day. And then from there, we will go to game of the week broadcasts. Again, we'll be looking to go with 2 game weeks per real week. And we'll get into a rotation of doing the Franchise Stars Baseball League as well as the Legend Sports Universe Hockey League and the Legend Sports Universe Basketball Association, and get onto somewhat of a regular schedule, which each of those trying to go through 2 game weeks per real week. Football is on the back burner for now. I have to do my off-season stuff for that to get the Legend Sports Universe Football League ready for year 4. But that will be happening in relatively short order too. But finally now kind of have all the sports running that I want to get running, so I'm not going to create any new leagues. I've talked about a wrestling league, but I'm in a soccer league, but I'm not going to do those for at least a month before I start trying to work on setting those things up. I just want to have a steady flow of putting out content and doing games and broadcasts and write-ups on a somewhat regular schedule now that this is up and running. So that'll wrap up this broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. I thank you, as always, for following along these things that I do here in the Legend Sports Universe. Kindly, if you have not, like, subscribe, click the button, tell your friends, and thank you again for joining me here. Be good to each other, guys, and we'll talk soon.